It's Donnie Lowy at Closeoutexplosion.com. So I have actually a really interesting topic for you today that is called retail arbitrage on Amazon. Now, what I really like about the concept about retail arbitrage is that it doesn't require a very large investment, meaning while I would love for you to buy from me wholesale and I'd love for you to buy, a big quantity, when you do retail arbitrage, you don't have to buy from me or from any other wholesaler. You actually could go to a store, look for merchandise that's on clearance, that's heavily discounted, buy that merchandise, and then sell it on Amazon at the retail level. Now, you can also do that by going to a wholesaler. If you find that it's too time consuming to go to retail stores to look for discounted merchandise, you can always order in quantity from a wholesaler, and that is why people buy from wholesalers. Because while it's possible to go to Marshall's and to get, let's say a dress heavily discounted, but you might only find one or two dresses, and you could spend hours looking. You go to a wholesaler, in one shot, you could buy 50 or 100 dresses at a wholesale price, or if you go to a closeout business, like my business, you could buy it at below wholesale price. Now let's focus on retail arbitrage for Amazon. So it's an amazing concept. What people essentially do is they go to department stores, they go to Marshall's, they go to all kinds of retailers, and they look for items that are on clearance, they look for items that are really discounted, and then they'll scan the items with their phone. There are different apps that you can use. I think one app is called Jungle Scout. There's many different apps that will actually, when you scan the item, they'll show you how much you can sell the item for on Amazon. And here's the best part: how much you'll actually net after the Amazon fees. Because you could find a really good deal. You could find, let's say, a board game, let's say a Monopoly board game that might sell on Amazon for $20, and you might buy it for $15, and it sounds like you'll make $5, except when you take into account the different Amazon fees and the cost of sending in the product to Amazon, you might not make a profit or any profit. Another thing, you'll also be able to see with the apps, and you could actually go on Amazon and see yourself what the sales rank of the item is. So this will have an idea how long it'll take you to sell that item. Because, it's essentially up to you, but you might not want to be in a situation where you're going to make, let's say, $20 on an item that cost you, even if it only cost you $5, you'll make $20 on it, but it'll take you a year to sell it. Or you might say to yourself, you know what, it's worth it for you to buy the item for $5, knowing that at some point over the course of the year, you'll make a $20 profit. That's something you need to determine. Now, let's get to the more nitty-gritty. So how do you do this retail arbitrage on Amazon? First of all, you're going to have to get a seller account with Amazon, which I believe is $39.95, $39.99 a month. And once you have your account, you're going to have to see what categories you could sell at. Initially, they allow you to sell in some categories. Other categories you can't sell right away. Some categories you could only sell when you get ungated, meaning you get permission from Amazon to sell those products. And, of course, you're going to need permission to be able to sell those products. Now, once we've discussed that, we actually want to go into the stores. And here's what I would recommend to you. When you go into these stores, head right away to the clearance section. Because the clearance section, of course, is going to be the most heavily discounted items. And you want to see what's available. But here's the thing. When you do that, go to the manager and ask the manager of the store if there are any items that are about to be placed in the clearance section. This way you don't miss an item for 5 minutes, or you don't miss an item that's going to maybe be put out tomorrow, but the manager might say, you know what, it's going on clearance tomorrow, might as well put it out today. So speak to the manager, get friendly with the staff. And now here's another thing. Besides the items that you see in clearance, go through the store, because you might find items in the regular section of the store which are discounted. Or you might find an item which the store is selling at its regular price, but you see that on Amazon you could sell that same item for a much higher price. So even though you're not buying it at a discount, you're paying the full price, but the full price at that store might be less than what you could sell it on Amazon when you account the Amazon fees. Whenever you do your retail arbitrage, try to get coupons for that store. If you're going to Macy's and you're walking to the department store and you're looking for items that are on clearance, try to get a coupon. There are coupons I've seen in the Daily News, the New York Post, and I'm sure it takes place throughout the country. And if you're watching this video from outside the United States, if you travel to the United States, pick up the local newspaper, look for coupons. If you're outside the United States, you're not traveling to the United States, guess what? You can order from many of the retailers. Many of the retailers have websites. You can order the items from the website and have it shipped. Have it shipped to yourself or directly to Amazon so they could fulfill the order for you through what's called FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon. Whenever you do buy items, keep the receipt. It's very important because Amazon often will want the receipt, and actually at this point they might always want the receipt. If you buy an item that's slightly damaged, and I don't mean the item itself, but the packaging, you might consider listing as slightly used. This way, so no one will complain about the packaging itself, provided that the item inside is intact and is in brand new condition. So that's something you definitely want to consider as well. You could look for items that are where the packaging is slightly damaged, or maybe it's an open unit and the item is in great condition, but it's out of the package, and you might want to sell that as slightly used. Now, you have to look at Amazon to see what the requirements are, so you know what you can sell, and also how you can sell certain items, and that also will give you an idea how much you can sell it for. Now, here's another thing. When you do retail arbitrage on Amazon, keep in mind there's going to be a lot of competition. So if you go into a store and there is an item being sold at a heavy discount, let's say you find a box DVD set, and it's by a famous show, a very popular show on TV. Let's say it's a Disney show, and you want to buy that box set because you want to resell it. If you get the sense that they have a lot of units in the store, first of all, you might decide to buy all of the units. But if you get the sense that there's a lot of units and that all of the stores, meaning all of the locations, are heavily discounting that box set, and there's going to be so many of them flooding the market, you might decide not to buy it or only buy a few pieces. Why? Because there'll be such a large supply, and if the supply is higher than the demand, then the price of that unit is going to go down, right? People are going to have to sell it for less because there's such a big supply in the market. So when you buy an item to do retail arbitrage, you want to make sure that the quantities are limited, and if there are a lot of quantities, that you're able to buy either the whole quantity, the whole lot, or as much as possible. Now, how do you know what's available? How do you know if there's too much of something available? Well, you want to start going to all the stores. You could call the managers of different stores and find out if they also have that item on sale, and if they do have it, what's the quantity they have of that specific item. All right, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear from you. My website is closeoutexplosion.com. I have a wholesale business in New York. The next time you are in New York, you're welcome to visit my warehouse. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day.